The care labels are, in its basic form, basically the information of what the garments are made out of, and also how to care for the garment. They are important for the consumers. They want to know what the garments are made out of, and they also want to know how to care for the garments after they've worn it. And for the brands, they become so important because of this law aspect. They have to be correct. If not, they do risk that the garments can't be sold, or the garments will be pulled off the shelves if there's something missing, for example. So those are the care labels in a little nutshell. If a brand only stays in one market and they don't expand their business anywhere, then indeed it's more or less a one-time task. But usually that's not the case. As the brand's business expands, the care labels need to expand with them. And so whenever a brand goes to a new market, they have to review the care labels. In my experience, many brands now jump on these amazing e-commerce channels, and they find themselves suddenly approaching 10 markets overnight. And now the care labels need to be set up for textile regulations for 10 markets, and it's a real challenge. So a brand needs to look at the care labels when they expand the market. There is one more hitch here, and that is that even though maybe you didn't expand your market, actually the textile regulation keeps updating. So even though you just sell in the same 5 markets as before, when the textile regulation changes, you need to update those care labels. And of course, that's where we are. But now, with the green awareness, if you want, consumers really care what this garment is made out of. Is it organic? Is it recycled? They really have an opinion. And so the care labels, which has always been important, now became very important. So here at Trimco, we start with the basic. Where do you, as a brand, want to sell to? Which market do you need to be compliant to? And we start there to build the baseline. And the way we do it is we offer the brand the regulations in English. And then we offer the brand our interpretation of this and our practical advice. How do we take these many pages of textile regulation in so many countries and put it into a care label? In there, we put some industry experience, and then we make our proposal. At the end, it is the brand who needs to make their own decision, yes or no. Am I going to go with this, or do I want to go another way? If we only focus on being the best in compliance, then I think we wouldn't have so many customers, because not all the brands want to add things to their labels all the time. Actually, they want to make them smaller. And what we focus on is the efficiency as well. In our experience, we find that so many brands have lots of information on the care label that they don't need. They translate a whole lot of words that no textile regulations demand of them. So we like to start there, remove a whole lot of stuff that they don't need, and replace it with true compliant data that they do need. And the best case scenario is when we can make their labels more compliant and maybe even smaller than what they had before, looking for real savings. But then, once it's done, then it's totally not done. Because now maybe the brand is moving into a new market and we need to go back again and review the care label compliance and layout for a new market. Or what is even more likely to happen, the textile regulation changed. By the time we launched this one, 6 months maybe went, and then the regulation updated again. So it's so much an ongoing relationship. The care label kind of never ends. It just is like a living material. This all sounds like a huge workload, but actually this is what we do the best. And for us, this is the bread and butter. So basically changing a layout from a compliance to 5 markets to 10 markets, we do it very quickly and easily with our team. Translations is what we have already certified from the Textile Translation Bureau. We have it on hand. So the onboarding and rolling out of a fully compliant label, we do it every day as a standard. It goes really quickly. We at Trimco incorporate our experience on the care labels into this sustainability track and trace world, where we take this information, what is the garment truly made out of from textile law perspective, and we use it to make what we call big data analytics, to help the brands to see what are our collections made out of, how much recycled polyester are we using, how much organic content are we using. And so we've been able to really build on our big care label textile garment expertise and plug it in to a sustainability module that the brands themselves and also the consumer can really truly see how much sustainable materials are being used, style by style, garment by garment. Let's talk a little bit about QR code. Actually, the brands want to say even more. And so now we need to develop a way of communicating even more information about this garment without adding more material, because that's not actually sustainable, is it? Keep adding more polyester, for example. So at Trimco, we work very much with QR codes, enabling the brands to say so much more about this style through their care label with a QR code. So now when the consumer buys a jacket or maybe considers to buy a jacket, they can scan the QR code on the care label. They will be directed to the brand's own website on what this style is about. They can also be directed to the sustainability story of this exact style. Where is it from? Who made it? Under which social conditions, social compliance? And so for us at Trimco, care label just went from care label to what we're now calling product DNA. So we added so many aspects of understanding the product from its start maybe as the wool or cotton and all the way into the hands of the consumer. And to be able to show the consumer that journey, we're going to use, or we are using, the QR code. So with one scan from their phone, they can really see where is it from, who made it, and was it made in a good way. The consumers are both interested in the sustainable materials, avoiding the greenwashing, but equally amount of human rights aspect throughout the value chain. And this is what the product DNA has added into the big care label aspect. And we believe putting Trimco and our solution really on the way forward for, what can I say, encompassing the sustainability drive of our industry. We believe to be able to grow our business the way we're doing, IT is a really important solution here. So in-house here at the Trimco Group, we have people around the world placed in our offices globally and then really working together to move this forward, to be able to provide our customers those very flexible and so many variants of our solutions. Can a brand do it on their own? Yes, they can. Of course, they can also study the regulations and spend time to analyze and figure out how do we do this. In my experience, I find that the people handling the care labels, actually they have many other jobs, and the care labels tends to be kind of just thrown at their desk in addition to all the other things. And so we actually have care labels as one of our main topics. So we actually have the team and the time to really spend on textile regulation and how it moves. And so we can be there and give advice to the brands, either because they expand their markets or because basically the textile regulation changed from what it used to be.